Format, we will have Simone just start with a few remarks about your evening and just the whole week for you. You don't like that? You want to go straight to questions?
Yeah.
We'll go straight to questions. Here we go. Nancy.
Thank you. Yes, so after Suni vaulted, I knew exactly what was going through her head. I dealt with that in Tokyo, so I just knew that she needed some encouragement and somebody to trust her gymnastics for her and to believe in her, so that's exactly what I did. I went back there and I went to talk to her and I was like, did you get lost or did you just decide to do a 1.5? So we kind of discussed that. And I was like, you know what, don't overthink your gymnastics, you're fine. If you want me to stand over there for bars, she was like, can you please stand over there for bars? So that's why I went over there for bars as well. Because I've been in her shoes, I've done that exact thing, and I know how traumatizing it is, especially on a big stage like this, and I didn't want her to get in her head, so we just went and talked about it while she was in the back, and then when she came out, I went to support her.
Jessica.
I just want to know, how do you actually feel about bars?
I don't know. I swing bars. I do bars. For so many years, everybody told me I'm not good at bars, and I thought I wasn't good at bars. But it's not the worst. I can swing bars. I can do a routine. Is it going to put me on a world podium again? Who knows? But, I can make a bar routine if I need to.
You just went to over bar sit before you started this special.
Oh, really? Just making sure I hit it.
Will, and then...
Simone, do you think you're getting better? Do you think you're improving?
This year, yes.
You know, part of your...
Yes. I use the phrase aging like fine wine. I thought it was molting a while ago, but it's just getting better and better. So we'll see. Hopefully we get to ride this out for the rest of the year. So pretty excited about that.
Hey, can I ask a quick follow-up? Mm-hmm. Everybody this week's talking about not peaking too soon.
Yeah.
But yet you seem to find it just about all the time. How do you explain that?
I think it's great coaches. I have Cecile and Laurent, and they know exactly where we need to be and when we need to be there. So I think it just goes back to training and how we train in the gym. It just correlates to how we compete. Well, everybody kind of wanted something different, choreographer as well as music, and I actually, I hate learning a new floor routine. That's the worst part for me, so I just kind of let everybody kind of pick whatever they wanted. So actually my agent suggested Taylor Swift, and so then I found this Beyonce song that I really liked, so then we kind of collabed it together, and then obviously with Cecile and Melanie using Gregory, that's kind of how we came together. But I hate learning a new floor routine. But I do love Taylor Swift and I do love Beyonce. Those are two that those are my girls. Yes.
Emily, and then Juliet, and then Danielle.
So it seems like the attention and expectations on you just keep growing over the years. What do you figure out to be the most effective ways for you to be able to navigate that?
Just making sure I'm healthy mentally and physically, and I think at this point, mentally is just as important as I physically feel, so just making sure I go to my therapy sessions weekly.
Juliet, Danielle, and then Scott.
You said that this Olympics is for you, for yourself this time, and thinking back to when you first started the sport and what you liked about it.
Yeah.
Can you describe specifically what is fun about gymnastics? What is fun about being in this moment?
I feel like now I'm so old, so I feel like every year it changes, but I think specifically this year it's just having so many of my WCC teammates out here on a big stage, competing with them, kind of guiding them through the way, and I think that's really exciting, but I do think every year it's a little bit different. So that's kind of what excites me, because I think they have long careers ahead of them, so if I can do anything to help them right now and in the future, that's what I'm going to do, kind of just be a guide.
So not your gymnastics specifically.
I think it's both. I've been where they've been. I've done what they're doing right now. So if I can make it easier and make it a little bit less stressful and just have fun out there, then that's what I'm going to do.
Well, we're watching you, Simone, it seems like you really haven't lost a step from where you were at before, but obviously you put in a lot of work behind the scenes. But when you first got back in the gym and started
Yeah.
Do you think that you'd be able to both mentally and physically get to that level?
Yeah. To be completely honest, no. It took a lot mentally and physically to just trust my gymnastics again, and most importantly, trust myself, because I think that was the hardest part after Tokyo is I didn't trust myself to do gymnastics. I knew that it would come if I started training again, but it was really hard to trust just myself.
Do you feel like the mental part was harder than the physical, or?
Yes, absolutely. Mentally, it was a lot harder than physically, and I think both coaches can attest to that.
Scott, and then Patricia, and then Della and Alyssa.
What's been the biggest change to your training and the way you're thinking about competition this Olympic year than 16 and 21?
I think, well, first, I do a lot of therapy, so every time I'm in therapy, if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die, she's like, don't say that. That's not good to rehearse that. It's not good to say that, or whatever negative thoughts I have. She's like, this is therapy. It's an open space, but please don't say that. Like, you can't remind yourself that. But I actually think there's something good about going into 2016 like blindly, because I didn't know anything and the expectations weren't as big as they are now. So now, having gone to 2 Olympics, everyone I feel like gets a little bit more stressful because I know exactly what to expect. I know exactly what I expect from myself. So I honestly think Rio was so much fun because I was a little bit like ditzy and out of it, and then they told me, oh, you made this event final, this event final, this event final, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And now I know exactly what qualifications is, so there's like beauty in the blindness. So yeah, just focusing on what I can control.
Patricia.
So Jonathan was like he was taking the So what is the thing of
Yes. So my parents, since they were younger, they always have the score sheets out there. And my mom and dad, they never used to like display scores like everybody. So they would like to take the notes and scores of every athlete. And at the last meet, Jonathan saw my parents doing it and he was like, where'd you get that? I need one of those. Because whenever he learns about something, he wants to like really dive in, and he's kind of a nerd in that aspect in the best way. So if he's going to learn about gymnastics, he's going to learn about it. So that's what he was doing, was keeping score of everybody and adding it up and stuff like that. Yeah.
So 2024 has really been a year for the rise of women's sports. With the BWHL, Clark, all the things, and you are absolutely a pillar of that. Can you talk a little bit about being that person?
Yeah, I think it's very unique. It's exciting to see. We're rooting for all of the sports, all of women's sports. It's so nice to watch, especially my husband gets really excited about it, but to finally have women's sports at the forefront is super exciting, and I feel like we couldn't ask for more. Now, I mean, I guess there's equal pay, but we'll work on that one.
Alyssa.
So Sue talked about how important it was when you talked about having someone who's been there.
Yeah.
Understood what she was going through. What is it like to have teammates who are also lifting? We have Sumi, there are very few all-around champions.
Yeah.
To have someone who really knows what that pressure is like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all about understanding, and it is nice to have someone that is an Olympic champion, not just Suni, but Jade as well, to know exactly how this Olympic process works and the stress that we're under, because we can kind of lean on each other, and I think that's what girls do, so that's what we're going to do, and we're just going to go out there and make it happen, so hopefully we're all on the same team.
We'll do just a few more questions and then call it a night. Jessica.
Well, I just wanted to ask about how many of your teammates all made it.
Yeah.
It's been like 30 years since that many, like for all of you.
Yeah. For me, it's really exciting. The girls were really emotional tonight whenever they found out not only did they make national team again, but Olympic trials, and it's a huge feat and it's a huge honor, and it's a step in the right direction, and I think it's super exciting for them to have that experience, because no matter what happens at the end of the day, they can say they've been to Olympic trials, and it's truly a unique experience, and it's so much fun once you get there, so I'm happy that we get to all go together.
Alyssa, and then Scott, and then Juliet, sorry.
Yes.
And whether that is skills, routine, coaching, attitude, culture, how much of that is Simone's influence in
I think she's just staying true to herself. She actually doesn't really care what people are going to say. And if she wants to laugh out loud, she wants to say something, she wants to go talk to somebody, she's just going to walk across the stage and do it, regardless of what people might think. And I think it's opened the door to a lot of more freedom and fun and kind of, I don't know, they all chat, we're all competitive, obviously, but the atmosphere is so much respect for each other.
Scott?
Yeah, Simone, you mentioned you know what you expect from yourself. How would you describe your expectations?
I survived 2 days of competition because after classics, I could barely walk afterwards. So I was like, oh gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do championships. So I've already exceeded my expectations there. But to just go out there and hit most of my routines, it just feels really nice because I haven't done that since championships or worlds. So to just take that momentum and keep going forward. So yeah.
Juliet?
So that, the expectations for every Olympics, bigger as you get better and more accomplished. But like each of your experiences is something.
Yeah.
Every small. We have a month or two.
Yeah.
To handle that pressure from the public as sports.
Yeah, so usually as the Olympic Games gets closer, I usually try not to look at Twitter because I think that's the biggest culprit of just everybody adding in their unsolicited opinion, whether they want us to see it or they want us to see it. So I usually try to shut down that, but just leaning on friends, family, who surround ourselves with good people and just keep a good head on and just start training. That's all we can do at this point, really.
And for each of the coaches, you wanted everyone to answer?
I think the pressure comes mostly from you guys. The public, she could do a cartwheel, they'll be happy to see her. So at the end, she just does the best Simone, and that's it, I think the pressure is from the media.
We don't tweet about that.
You guys are usually so kind, so kind.
Most of you are kind, but
Yeah.
there's some, but we try to avoid it, but I think it's just,
I think it's
like I
everybody who
said,
thinks they're a reporter.
Yes.
Not the real ones.
thinks the reporter or coaches.
I think,
Those are the best.
I think it's like gymnastics. You make a mistake one day and you understand what happened, and then you try to not make it the next turn. And it's the same with the mental stuff. So before Tokyo, she wouldn't have never thought this kind of stuff could have happened, and now she knows. So that's why she does therapy every single week. So by doing this, she trained herself as well mentally to get more prepared and handle everything.
I'm going to call for anyone who has not asked a question yet who would like to, right in front and in the back.
Just wanted to hear, you have a stadium full of people who look up to you, who admire you, both in the stands and on the floor. Who are some people that you look up to, whether in sports or in other areas of life? People you look up to or admire?
Yes, I would say I admire my parents. They've been together for 47 years, so I think that's unique. And me and my siblings have had the honor of watching them grow up and love each other together, so that's really huge for all of us. But some of the sports greats, Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky, you have Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. There's so many up and coming that are really nice to watch, but then you also have some of the, I don't want to say old because I think that's mean, but like Serena Williams, Tiger Woods, all of those people were completely dominant in their sports, and that was nice to watch growing up.
And question in back, and I think we'll wrap it up because Simone has some places to go and some business to take care of here as well.
So going into this trial, obviously they recommended not from the perspective, but also before that, being such a team. So is that easier than how you're going into the trial, or is it still kind of staying as
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think since we have 5 of us from WCC going to trials, I'm obviously going to guide them through exactly what that's like, and we're still going to have some fun on the side, take our pictures, do our TikToks, do all of that, because it's truly an experience. And then, at the end of the day, I know how to focus on myself and worry about myself, so I'll do that. But if I can make this a unique and great experience besides what they already get, like behind the scenes, a unique experience, then that's what I'm going to do.
Actually, I'll say if anyone has a question for either of the coaches, we'll take one more coach question. And if not,
We're done.
you're done. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Amanda, very few words.
Good night.